Hello YouTubers, it's Bill and
Chef
Buck, and we're here at the Safeway store picking up groceries for tonight's meal and tomorrow night's meal. What are we having tonight, Buck?
Well, I'm going to make a quinoa salad.
And I'm going to make the salmon with lemon and dill.
And is that all?
I think that's it. Oh, ice cream for dessert. No, Susan didn't ask for the ice cream, did she? No, it was my idea. I'm going to surprise her with that.
Yeah, but you know, you got to have dessert.
Yeah, dessert's a good idea. Question, Buck, we don't need Spam for anything. No.
No?
So we've got, well, let's read what we got here.
Oh, you haven't lived a lot in the South.
No, I haven't.
Spam can be used as a garnish.
Spam is a garnish. In Hawaii also. In Hawaii it's used instead of bacon. But here we've got the chicken for the chicken lemon olives. We've got the ice cream. This is enough? I don't know if it's enough.
Salted pretzel caramel. Where's that going to get?
Well, it's very good. And then we have some salmon.
All right.
That's good.
Chef Bill's going to make his world famous salmon tonight.
Half and half for the, and then we got the vegetable, the green things, the things that were grown in the ground. I don't know what they're for.
Yeah, I'll name these things later.
Did you get some Brussels sprouts?
Are you familiar with the produce section?
What are these natural things?
They're all
Did you get garlic?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, good. All right, stick around. There's going to be a Chef Bill Cooks with Chef Buck guest cooking tonight. Stick around. There's a warning sign here, videotaping in progress.
That's it.
So,
Oh, duh.
yeah, hello. I'm videotaping, yes.
So,
it will be very interesting to see the video compilation that I do, which will be, of course, just all the videos I took, all in order, and the one that Buck Redbuck does.
The masterfully doctored version. We'll make
That's
it
right.
look like we knew what we were doing.
Exactly, but I'm not out to make it look like I know what I was doing. I'm out to look like I had fun today, and I did.
Fun in the kitchen?
And everywhere you go, all the time. I will be, yes. Okay, YouTubers, it's time for another episode of Chef Bill Cooks. We're cooking with Chef Bill and guest chef.
Now put that camera down. We got some cooking to do.
And Chef Buck.
Alrighty, and you know I got hat envy right now.
Well, you know, I should get a guest chef hat, shouldn't I?
I got height envy too.
This is going to be fun. And Buck, did you wash your hands?
Huh? Oh yeah, that's what I was upstairs doing that. I did the whole.
I always, for sanitary purposes, always wash my hands before I cook.
Alright, I'm gonna try this. I'm gonna see how this works. That's like this kind of.
That's exactly it. Exactly.
Alright.
Oh.
Perfect. Okay.
Are you using this pot right here?
First step for making the salmon is spray the pan with a vegetable oil spray. In this case we're using Pam Original. Then since that's not enough, what you want to do is put some canola oil in there. And I always use just a tablespoon. And I'd like to use about a quarter cup of, well actually a couple tablespoons of olive oil. This is the quinoa. Quinoa is a green-like product.
Well, it's a seed actually that kind of acts like a grain.
Mm-hmm. And
so you can use it as a substitute for rice. You know, it acts like a starch. You know, you can substitute it for a starch. Mm-hmm. But it's actually a seed. You know, and it's got a germ. So it's actually a complete protein. So if you're trying to cut down on your meat, you know, if you're trying to get rid of this, you don't feel like
don't hold on. Don't look at me like that, Susan. When he says trying to get rid of this, don't do that.
I wouldn't have this if I had a big old coat I could put on.
That's right. This is very slimming, don't you think? All right, are you recording?
Every well-stocked kitchen's gonna have a Band-Aid. Well, where are your Band-Aids at, Jeff?
It's in my travel kit. I have one in my suitcase, one in Susan's suitcase for when we're on the motorcycle and we go over the cliff.
All right.
So we're ready.
That sounds like a better use of a safety kit. Yeah. Alrighty, so for the quinoa, we're going to cook us up a bunch of raw vegetables. You know, we're going to use red onion because red onion's kind of nice. You know, if you're going to eat that raw, and you want to make sure you want to cut it up super duper small for people that are going to be sensitive about that. Sissy people, I call them.
People went to college in fancy pants.
Yeah, fancy pants. I see them drive by. You know, when I'm looking out the bus window.
Okay, great. So the salmon is ready to go. It's got a couple of spices on it. It's the dill, powdered dill spice, and also it's called California lemon peel, which provides the lemony. Now, the lemon slices are on here. They are intended to shield the edges of the salmon, so it's under the broiler. It will not burn.
The thing is, I never had it here when I was young. I mean,
Quinoa has gone in. 2 cups of quinoa and 2 cups of water. No, 4 cups of water.
I'm actually doing 4.
Did you?
It made us nervous here.
Yeah. Well, you know, you really can't have too much quinoa
Too much quinoa.
at one sitting. Actually, I've never had quinoa, so I'm not sure that that's true. Might not be true.
Hey, you got a lemon zester?
Oh yeah, lemon zester. I think I have that. That's over here in the lemon zester drawer. We have a special drawer for that. Is this a lemon zester? Could this be one?
Yeah.
I might have a thinner one. Maybe. Let's take a look. Lemon zest with that, unless you actually use a lemon. See, that's what I learned in.
You're right.
Well, actually, I didn't go to culinary school. That's what I learned as a busboy in Downey, California. If you want to make lemon zest, you have to use lemons.
Busboys do all the real work.
That's true. You and I were both busboys. You were a line cook. You waited tables, though. I was never. I didn't have the attention span to wait tables.
If you're planning on becoming a chef, if you want to
One of
cook,
the things I like about John's
the money is waiting tables.
That's right, exactly.
FYI.
But the food is better if you're the cook.
The best kind of way.
Right, because you can get the prime rib. Where I work, they said you can't have the prime rib. You can have anything you want to from the kitchen, but you cannot have the prime rib.
He never does. He's
Waiters get the best food and the best pay. That's just reality talking.
Yes.
All right, there we go. So far, our carrot, onion,
We're using a
and
little raw garlic, a little raw onion, a little ginger. You should always have ginger in your fridge. And if
watch
you
out for
have-
your finger.
Huh? I got 10 of these things, man.
Okay.
Not sure.
Always have ginger in your refrigerator.
Always have ginger in the refrigerator, man.
Is that like the baking soda
If you
concept?
have any doubt, I don't know. I don't use baking soda for anything.
But it keeps your refrigerator clean. It's smelling good.
You haven't seen my refrigerator.
You don't have a refrigerator.
That's right. We don't have a refrigerator anymore.
Don't think they have this many opportunities.
But even, I mean, my average colleague did not walk.
You want to cut
away.
this stuff up
They
super
would be
duper
so
fine. You know, you don't want a
wonderful.
big chunk of ginger.
Not
No,
a-
like a big chunk of garlic. It's a surprise in your mouth. It's a party there that you were not expecting.
Exactly, but we're making a lot of stuff. We got like 2 cups of quinoa going, so that's actually going to cook up quite a bit.
We're gonna have a blast.
So you don't want to go
Take a
too light
while
on the
to,
vegetables, you know, otherwise you're just going to have a mouthful
But
of
really,
mush.
we can
Yeah,
make this work.
exactly. Is it like oatmeal?
You get a job in a
No, it's not really like oatmeal.
So
If
you
it's-
might not
if
be
it
able
looks
to
like
look at
oatmeal when
the
you're
best
finished,
neighborhood
you're
in
done
San
wrong.
Francisco,
Yeah, maybe.
Oakland, or
I don't know.
whatever.
We'll have to see how mine looks like. If
Even
it looks like oatmeal when I'm
there was
finished,
a time when I
then it'll
wanted
probably
to
be all right.
get the fashionable label and stuff.
Then we'll say that is right.
Really energizes
well, we're
me
the
that
same
way.
way. You know, we're exactly the same way.
And these appear to be bell peppers, or
Yeah, we're gonna put a little bit of raw peppers in here. We're gonna use a yellow pepper and an orange pepper because we're gonna have a lot of red tomato.
So
there.
it'd be like a stoplight.
Exactly, and you can use red pepper, whatever you like. But you know, if you're trying to get the best, most punch out of your color, go ahead and don't get a red pepper
Yeah.
because the tomato is gonna be key. You're gonna want to.
We're a little light on green, though, aren't we?
You know what? I forgot to get a cucumber.
Oh no, I thought about that. Do we have a cucumber that's like 2 weeks old or 4 weeks old?
But that's okay, because cucumbers, I think,
You want me to go?
Want me to go get it?
I don't know, I think there was something on the news about them being bad for you.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's got seeds in it, and that makes you
Yeah,
fart.
seeds, exactly.
So that's not good.
He
So
breaks them down so that you can make them.
this is the tomato.
Yeah, we're gonna cut up some tomato, and you wanna, put as much of this stuff in here as you want. You know, if you're not a big fan of garlic, just put a little bit in there. You can put a lot, but if you don't like it, just put a little bit. If you really don't like it, just still put a little bit because it's good for you.
Yeah.
You know, the onion, if you don't like raw onion, you go ahead and mix and mash with these here, because this here, you can make it however you want. You don't have to pay too much attention to it.
Yeah, you could put cucumber in. I understand.
Yeah,
If you-
cucumber is awesome, but I don't know because of the cucumber health scare. I don't know.
That's right. They have seeds. Cucumbers have seeds in them, and that's not good.
So it's been 15 minutes.
Yes.
With your quinoa, you want to cook it for about 10 or 15 minutes. For me, it's usually closer to the 15 minutes. And you see most of the water there is
yes.
absorbed up there. So we'll just go ahead and cover it back up
And let it rest for a while?
just for a minute because I got to get another bowl and I'm going to put it in that and spread it out so it'll cool a little bit. Because we want this quinoa to cool down before we mix in these raw vegetables.
Excellent.
Otherwise, you're going to be disappointed.
Disappointed?
Well,
I can't imagine that.
your raw vegetables will taste less raw if you put them in a big bowl of hot quinoa.
That's true. Come on.
Quinoa was a staple food down in South America. You know, the Incan Empire, you know, all the Aztecs and all that stuff. Well, the Aztecs, they were farther north. But the Incans, they really relied on quinoa. And you know what happened to them.
Yeah, I was going to say, how did that work out for them?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we're having that tonight. We're going to be extinct in 300 years.
They make great hats. The
Okay.
ones that are still around.
There you go. All right, so you put some salt in.
Yeah, you want to salt it up to taste. Just like any of this stuff here.
Not too much salt, but not too little.
Well, it
Just
depends on what your family history is.
That's right.
Oh, I didn't think to ask.
Well, yeah, heart attacks at a very young age. But really, the ones that lived, they could eat anything. All right, so then you disgorge the quinoa. You disperse. You put the quinoa in a bowl.
Well, you want to
I'm
put
going
it in
off in a
something.
bowl.
The thing is, man, this quinoa is scorching hot right now. We just got it out of this boiling pot. And so we're going to go ahead and spread it out a little bit, you know, so it'll cool down so we can get our vegetables in here. Because we're not eating this tomorrow. You know, we're eating this in a few minutes.
That's right.
And we want the vegetables to be a little crispy.
Exactly.
We want them to cook in the quinoa, the hot
In here, you could use parsley if
quinoa.
you
I
want.
love cilantro.
So this is cilantro, right?
Yeah, and we're going to go ahead. But like I said, you can use parsley. You can just use Italian parsley or plain parsley. But I like cilantro because it's going to give a little bit of an added flavor there. But you know, we're going to have plenty of flavor in here. But you know, I like to over flavor things because I'm an overachiever despite the way I dress. All right, we're going to put a little bit of lemon zest. Well, we're going to put some lemon juice in here, but we're going to go ahead and zest it a little bit first so we have some of the zest to throw in there too for a little bit added zing.
And the zest is the outside of the lemon's
Yeah,
rind.
just a little bit of, yeah. Good job, Mr. Bill. Go ahead.
No, that's it. That's all I know.
Well, that's all there is to know.
Didn't have a dialysis.
Then I know it all. Well, I know all there is to know about lemon zest.
And we went ahead and we're doing an extra big bowl of this quinoa, so we're doing 2 cups of quinoa to 4 cups of water. So I'm going to go ahead and use all of this lemon for the lemon juice. But you know, like anything else, just use what you need to. But zest it first because it makes it a whole heck of a lot easier.
Do what? To get all these ingredients into the pot of quinoa and then mix it and stir
And
it
then we're
in.
going to throw in our tomato, but we want to put that in last because you don't want to mix your tomato up there and get it all mushy and smashed up, you know, so add your tomatoes last. So our quinoa is cooled down a little bit. We're going to go ahead and throw in some olive oil.
Just about a teaspoon?
A tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, whatever you like. A little bit of balsamic vinegar. And you can use any kind of vinegar. I like to use red wine vinegar, or I don't. I like to use the apple cider vinegar. But if you got red wine vinegar, whatever kind you want, but you want that oil and vinegar and taste in there. So go ahead and get that mixed up.
Buck, the ladies are not paying any attention to us at all.
That's normal.
Yes. That's what I should feel that way. Yeah. The salmon is in the broiler. Here we have the large selection of raw vegetables.
Alrighty, so what we're going to do, you're just going to cut up a bunch of raw vegetables. Now we're going to throw in some ginger that we got cut up nice and small there. Then we're going to throw in our peppers, a little bit of orange pepper and yellow pepper. We got some carrots that we got shredded up there. We're going to throw in some cilantro, a little bit of lemon zest. We got our onion diced up nice and fine, and then a little bit of garlic, or a lot of garlic.
How much garlic did you make?
I used 3 cloves of garlic there.
All right.
But I mean, sometimes I've used a whole bulb, you know.
Well, and it's not raw.
It is raw.
Oh, no, it's not wrong, I said. It's not wrong to use a lot of garlic.
No, no, no.
It's good for you, I understand.
It's like the best thing there is, you know. And you couple that up with quinoa, you know, like I say, it's a double punch. That's
There you go. Before you know it, I won't be eating the hamburgers. I'll be eating quinoa and raw vegetables and living longer. And Susan will be happy for that. That's for sure.
Look at me, I'm the picture of longevity.
Exactly. Start over. Okay.
Alrighty, so we got our quinoa cooked up. We've thrown in all those vegetables in there except for the tomato. You want to put the tomato in dead last, and you chop these up, in the bigger chunks as you like. But put it in last so you don't mush it up, and turn it into a tomato gravy. But a lot of tomatoes is good because it's going to make the dish a lot juicier,
It'll pop.
I don't know if it's going to pop, but it'll make it a lot juicier.
I'm sorry.
No.
You guys are not paying any attention at all to us.
We are paying
This is good.
attention.
This is good.
All right, what do you got now? What's up next? Okay, we're rolling.
Alrighty.
This is a
We
production.
almost forgot something here, which is very important, which is the lemon. You want to put a little bit of lemon juice in here. Because I don't know, there's 4 of us eating tonight, we might polish this whole thing off. But if you don't eat it all right away, this will help to preserve the vibrancy. I know, you didn't know. I knew that word.
Vibrancity.
Exactly. And color of this dish, so it'll make it taste great, but it'll make it look good too. So don't forget your lemon juice.
And you're using the grater to catch the seeds?
That's right, My dentist told me to do that.
Professional cook school stuff.
That's right. I said, doctor, I know I'm not a patient of yours, and I hope you don't mind me stopping you as you're walking by this bus stop. But let me ask you something. If I don't have an insurance policy, what should I do? And he said, whenever you juice a lemon, do it through a grater.
Salmon is now half done. 4 minutes on this side. I need to flip it over and the skin side next.
Man, that salmon smells fantastical.
Well, let's hope
And
it
it
turns
looks really good.
Let's hope it turns out that way.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Excuse me, Buck Redbuck.
No, I'm being serious.
Who is the neatest cook in the kitchen?
No. I cook in a controlled environment. I'm extraordinarily compulsive. Who cleans? I clean up constantly as I go. When I'm finished cooking, there is not a dirty counter or a dirty dish around. But I know what I'm doing. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do with these dishes. I'm just.
Don't worry about them. I'll take care of it. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled.
I think he's exaggerating or fabricating. No? Oh no, he is that way?
That's nice.
Oh great. So
Bill
try to set a standard I can't match.
Sorry.
Great.
Well, obviously, as you can see, I have not set the standard. I've only said it in words.
When Bill cooks, every dish, everything, every inch of the counter. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's hilarious.
She must like the food. She keeps me around. It is the food, isn't it?
What kind of wine are we serving dinner? More of this?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, Buck.
So a little garnish of cilantro.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Just for the heck of it.
There's nothing like cilantro.
It'll make it photograph well on the table, theoretically.
Exactly.
Ideally we'd have like a little umbrella to put in there. But
Just wait one moment. Wow, look at that quinoa. That is really something, huh?
It's beautiful.
Wow. And the salmon turned out well as well. All right.
Bill sweeps every night.
I guess I do starting now.
no, you already talked to him.
Well,
The worst
thing is
we'll just meet him for a few minutes.
it's a remarkable thing. The people you've never met before who are already good friends get together. So thank you, Buck and Redbuck
Thank you,
and
Bill.
Camera Girl for coming to join us and cooking dinner with us tonight.
Right.
Bon appetit.
All the wine we can drink. It's awesome.
This is how Julia's child got started, isn't it?
Must be.
Pretty much. Cheers. Thanks for watching.